What's up, VeVe gang, and welcome to another episode of the VeVe Show, where Chad from NFT Pirates, Dozer, aka The Comic Way, and I interview the greatest minds from this community. So if that sounds like your thing, hit subscribe, because today we're interviewing the infamous VeVe Vault. How's everyone today? Dozer, you predicted that drop, like
Oh,
pretty much
dude.
to a T, dude.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I just broke down the clues that you gave us, and I knew we were gonna see some under the radar character like Death. And man, if you guys, I got lucky. I got a Death. Hopefully, you guys did just as good. That model looks amazing. I mean, it looks amazing next to my Barda, next to my Starfire. So I'm telling you right now, the floor of it right now is 135 in the marketplace. People who didn't get one need to run and get one. And let me tell you why. It's not just the first appearance. It's also the first character from the Sandman universe. So with the upcoming Netflix show, I mean, that's huge because we're going to get more Sandman characters. We're going to get Sandman himself. We're going to get Lucifer. We're going to get other characters. But that is always going to be the first Sandman character on VeVe. So that's huge.
Could you talk a little bit about the Netflix series that's coming out? Is that live action or is that going to be like a cartoon?
No, it's going to be live action. It looks awesome, man. I mean, it's going to be live action. I mean, if you watch that video I tweeted on YouTube and put on YouTube, they actually show you the actual sets, man, and it looks amazing. I mean, and I've had some people ask me, this is not the Sandman from Spider-Man. This is not the Sandman physically. This is Sandman, the one that, invades your dreams. That's the Sandman, the mythical being. Because, I mean, the Sandman universe takes place where it's all the mythical beings, the gods. I mean, you got Death herself, you got Lucifer, you got, I mean, any entity are the ones that reside in the endless. So yeah, it's going to be live action. It has nothing to do with the Sandman from Marvel. This is a whole different piece written by Neil Gaiman, which is one of the most successful graphic novels of all time.
Wow.
That sounds awesome, dude. Man,
Oh, look,
once
watch the trailer.
people,
You don't have to go watch the trailer from Netflix.
yeah, dude. Well, once people watch that, I feel as though they're gonna want the first NFT related to it, aren't they? Or at least,
Yeah, well, when that happens, when Netflix launches this show, Death is going to explode in value because people are going to watch the show, and Death is actually one of the more popular characters in that series. They're going to see the show and they're going to be like, "Dude, I want that character. That's badass. I want that on my VeVe account." That's what's going to happen on Barda one day. Right now, Big Barda, people outside of VeVe don't really know her that much. When they make a Barda movie, like I've said in the past, that character is going to explode. Because remember, these characters, Big Barda, Death, this isn't Batman and Joker that everybody knows. These are low-key characters that people are like, man, I don't really want that in my vault. But I can change with a movie.
And yo, Dozer, you know what's interesting too is like these might be one of ones as well, right? Like you think about it, like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want Death because it's less popular of a character. But like you're saying, not only is it going to be more popular in the future, there might be fewer kind of sets released with Death in it, right? Like this might be the one and only that comes to VeVe, making it even that much more rare in a sense.
100%. You literally nailed what I was going to say, man. I love it. Dude, Death, this could be probably one of maybe two deaths if we get
Exactly.
okay? And the same with Barda. So Barda, Death, Starfire, these are characters that they're not going to just keep making like armies and armies of. Like Joker and Batman and Harley Quinn and Superman, we're going to keep getting more and more and more because they're the money makers. I mean, even Wonder Woman, maybe even Supergirl and Batgirl and Catwoman, we'll get more and more of those. I think the ones that are just going to go completely under the radar are going to be people like the characters like Death, like Starfire, like Barda, maybe even Penguin. We might not ever see that many more Penguins later on. Honestly, I'll tell you what piece I'm dying for, man. I am dying, and I hope they don't screw it up like the Laughing Batman. Bane. There's a black and white Bane statue from DC Direct that we will see at some point. Maybe not next week, maybe not 2 weeks from now, but we will get a black and white Bane. I can't wait for that piece. Like that piece is going to be awesome, dude.
I'm just going to jump in there while we're on the topic. So how many iterations have you seen within comic books of, let's say Death, Starfire, Big Barda? just curious because I know there's a lot of iterations of Batman. I know there's a lot of iterations of the Joker, the Penguin, because these are popular DC characters. But what about Death? Is there multiple
Right
iterations?
now, direct statues, I think that's the only Death statue right now. It might be the only one.
Man, that's yeah, that will go
There
up
you
in
go.
value for sure, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like Batman's, I mean, you'll find I think they have hundreds of Batmans on DC Direct.
Right.
Death, I think this might be the only one. I just love the whole like, you know, World War II bombshell look. I can't wait till we get a bombshell Wonder Woman.
I think people
Most definitely.
underestimate how much Comic-Con is going to impact the value of the floor price of these collectibles, dude.
Oh, 100%. And you're going to get more collectors like me. You're going to get people that collect comic books and are going to want to transfer to the digital world as well. And it's not going to replace tangible collectibles and comic books. It's just going to be another avenue. It's like, I want my comic book. I want my Funko Pop. I'm also going to want my Hot Toys and my digital. It's just another avenue of, it's like buying a hat. You want to have the hat, the t-shirt. The digital collectible will come along with everything else you own regarding the hobbies you like.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like to mention that I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I'm like someone who likes to get things quite quick, you know, with Amazon and everything that's come out. Ever since NFTs, we get like the collectibles straight away. So people who are used to waiting, this is once they get used to this, they're going to prefer it, dude. Especially you can enlarge it, and when the AR comes out, dude.
Bro, like today, I was in a meeting with some emergency physicians, right? And literally at the end of the meeting, I hung up, put my finger on buy now, and then like 4 seconds after this meeting, I had Death in my hand. And I'm just like, bro, the utility of that is insane. Like, when else could you ever do that? Like, would I drive to DC headquarters somewhere, pick up the collectible, drive back? It'd take me like a full day. So like, it just, you know, the use case for NFTs, man, is huge, you know? And thanks to VeVe Vault, bro, for you know, providing some of those drop tips, because I definitely lucked out today because of that, bro.
Sorry about talking away. We kind of just went a little bit ham there. Man, well,
I'm excited, bro.
Yeah, just excited.
Yeah, we're just fanboys, bro. We geek out together. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Man, anyways, what you said, Chris, about the mint numbers, dude. Like, at first we all like sort of misinterpreted what angle you're coming at. You were coming at from like devil's advocate a bit. Can we get like your opinion on that, dude?
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't have anything to add to the comic thing. I've never been a comic book collector. I'm always a baseball card collector. So I'm coming from the baseball card world. And I know just from selling and buying on eBay that serial numbers never matter to those guys. So I started to try to think in those terms, long term, when it comes to holding the low serials long term. Because really, the truth is, I just want an excuse to flip it and get that money fast. But
let me jump in what Chris said. I'm a football card collector, and sometimes the serial number does matter. If you get a Tom Brady rookie number 12, his jersey number, that's $1 million card.
Yeah, jerseys and number ones will always matter. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Did the last numbers matter?
You know,
actually, yeah. Everybody likes the first number, and the last number just looks cool. Like if you get, because so for football cards, normally the last number is their jersey number. They'll do like a lineman. They'll be like 94 of 94. People want that.
True. One thing that I don't think a lot of people are thinking of as well is if you buy a really expensive low mint collectible and you've got the intention of flipping this collectible fast, you've just dug yourself a hole because you've raised the floor for yourself. So what happens is when the floor value raises of everything, these low mints don't necessarily raise unless someone's seeking those collectibles. So you can't actually flip out if you want to until you find a collector who's actually looking for low mint collectibles.
Yeah. And it's only going to happen for things that are like very popular. Like I would argue for me, if I want something that's low mint, I'm going to maybe go after a Superman, a Todd, those kind of things. But I'm not going to be, for me personally, going after like Ron English's like Captain Crunch and trying to get a low mint to that, because, you know, that's just not something that I want to hold for the long term. But I think the consensus that we all have is that we agree that low mints matter, but not to the extent that people are making them. Like I'm not going to go buy a number 48 Superman right now for 10K when I can go buy him and 2 Rizzos as an example.
Yeah, VeVe Flipper was just sending me a message yesterday on Twitter showing me where somebody was paying 4 times the floor price for a number 700 cereal. And that didn't make any sense to me. How's a number 700 worth 4 times?
Right.
Speaking of that, you interviewed the guy who's been who has like 400 collectibles. What's his name? He buys a lot of
Ray Fixie.
buys a lot of low mints.
Yeah.
How was that, dude? How was that? Like, did you get his take on why he's going about that?
Oh yeah, he just loves the app and he likes the idea of NFTs, but he says he refuses to invest in any other platform, like other platforms. Even their main people have come to him and said, "Why don't you come invest with us?" And he's like, "No, I just like VeVe. I like what they're doing. I've studied them, and this is what I want to do." He was really upset about the whole stolen NFT situation, but once they contacted him and assured him that he was going to get compensation, he's cool about that now. And now he's got his own family and his friends doing it too. And he's actually a recording artist, and he just put out some kind of production deal with Sony, and he's getting ready to go on tour. So he's got money to spend, and he's planning on stocking up and then going on tour and letting them accumulate in value while he's gone.
Damn.
Wow.
That's awesome, dude. When people like that come to VeVe, that's gonna be huge. When you got celebrities and artists that got money and they start investing in this company, that's gonna be good for VeVe, the VeVe community as a whole.
Yeah.
Celebrities are gonna come, and like I know this is a wild speculation, but I just believe that these hype rappers are gonna want Ritmo just because he looks loose, dude.
Yeah.
For sure,
I
bro.
want in the next 50 Cent video, man. That'd be badass.
Bro, they're gonna want the Donnie. Let's be real, bro. Like,
Yeah.
think about it. They already say that in a lot of
Yeah.
rap songs. Like, they're like, "Yo, I'm the Don." They're gonna have it, bro. Like right here. I'm telling you right now, like Drake will make a song about it one day, and everybody's gonna be buying white unicorns with yellow hair, bro.
Yeah, he'll be like dancing with the Donnie. He'll be like, "I'll be with my Donnie." Eh.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that'd be badass, man. They'll be taking videos of their yacht. They got all the girls in bikinis, and then you see some Donnies in the background, like.
Yeah.
I'm with my boy Little Donnie.
What are those going for now? Like 30,000? That's a pretty big flex.
Donnie's like a status of wealth.
Yeah,
man.
30K, bro. 30K. I think actually I saw one in the dip yesterday. It was like 18K. And I was like, wow, what a steal.
20K. One literally just sold for 20K a couple days ago.
Wow. To be honest, if I had the money, bro, like that's clout right there. Like,
I would buy one if I wanted to drop 20K on an NFT.
Yeah. You should just replace your whole collection for one Donnie, bro. People just come in
I
your
could
showroom
sell
and
a
it's just
couple
like,
and sell Donnie, but I can't do it, man. I cannot do it.
yeah, I know.
Man, like this is one thing is these collectibles are so much more easier to predict than a lot of cryptos do. Like I'm talking about cryptos that are going to do 10, 20, 100x, 1000x. You can predict the collectibles that are going to do 1000x on here. Predicting crypto that's going to do 1000x, you're basically throwing your money in the bin. Like that's why I love this app so much, dude.
It's like Dogecoin, man. It's like a casino, man. It's like gambling with casino money.
Yeah, that Givenchy drop is going to be like 100,000x collectible, and people don't realize it.
Yeah, people should have listened to you in your last video when you told them to go for that rare,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The rare and the ultra rare are like pretty close together now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dropping out on all of them a little bit.
dude. The rare is going up, and the mega is going down. They're kind of meeting in that like 250 range.
Yeah, it
VeVe
seems like
called that out
the
too.
rare and the ultra rare have the same amount that are available to purchase, but there's actually twice as many rares that were created. So the percentage is half the percent.
Yeah,
Right.
dude. That's a good point. That's a good point, dude. Which means that people are holding them.
Yep. They're
Yeah.
turning their vaults. Remember, but they're using the lighting effect to turn their vaults into like a colorful club, which I love.
It's a club. And that came from a conversation we have actually, James, that you did about the club, bro. Everybody's been making a club after that comment that you made. It's true. So that's what people are like. Everyone's referring to that on Twitter, being like, "Yo, what do you think of this club, Paradise?" And they have like Ritmo dancing.
Oh, dude, that's why everyone keeps tagging me. I was like,
yeah,
tagging me.
They're tagging you because of that. And then they put the Mike Magnolia Batman outside of the club. There's one guy, he literally has Mike outside of the vault, and Mike's just like has his head down.
That's because the Dozer, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't really have that many like followers, but like for the amount of followers we got, like all of us here, like the amount of followers we have, people really listen to what we have to say, and like there's actual influence there. I know people who have like 20K followers and they'll say something and people won't do anything. It's like pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's true. Like low volume, maximum engagement. Like that's what I'm noticing. And the people that are following all of us are really engaged, right? I get like same people commenting. I know like VeVe Vault gets a ton of comments. Like I know after you dropped clock gate videos and stuff, people are like, bro, you saved my life. Like people have been getting like good on drops now. And yo, I'm actually curious, man. Like, you know, I kind of came in on the aftermath of all that, but I remember Cryptomaniac was telling me like all these crazy things on Discord, how when you released that video, some people were really happy and other people were upset. Like, you want to share that whole thing with us?
Yeah, man, it was a pretty crazy day actually, because I wasn't expecting a whole lot of feedback from it like that. Because you know everybody kind of knew about it, from what I could tell. I've heard about it for weeks, and I'd always ask about it, but everybody'd say no, it's not real. And then when I found out myself, I figured instead of just doing it myself, I'm just telling everybody, because you know the people who've been doing it for the last 4 or 5 weeks have been stocking up, and I just don't like greedy people. You're getting all this stuff. I want everybody to get it. Let's spread the wealth. So
Right.
I didn't really, you know, I don't have a whole lot of followers or a whole lot of subscribers, so I didn't think too many people were going to see it. I put it out, and I actually, after I put the video out, I took my kid to school. And when I came back and I looked at the Discord, it was going crazy. I just put up that picture of the girl that's watching the house burn.
That's hilarious,
What's
dude.
going on?
Yeah.
That's hilarious, man. For me, Clockgate never worked that well, but I thought it was cool. I like thought that it was cool that you could actually get in and look at the collectible, so that's why I was sharing it with people. But then when they brought out time.is, that's when it started working. Like when I found out about that, I was like, oh dude, this is working every single time. Holy shit.
Yeah, and the new trick, the clock gate 2.0, where you hold on the button, you hold it down 10 seconds before the drop starts, and then let go maybe a second before the drop starts. I didn't think that was going to be so effective, but I can't tell you how many messages I got after the Givenchy drop of people saying that they got it using that method.
Hey, Vivo, I did that
Yeah.
today, dude. I actually tried it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, same here, man. I used that same thing and I got a 307, man. And
Nice.
like I said, I was coming out of a meeting too, bro. I was literally like this, looking at the time, and I was like, boop, oh, 307, perfect, thank you. So, yeah.
Bro,
Hey, Chad, how much time did you hold it? I actually held my shit like a minute, dude.
Really, I only held mine for like 7 seconds, bro. I got in at like 53 seconds or something. And then what I did is I actually looked at, like, before I would wait till I saw 11 on the clock, but I was like, well, probably that's going to be accounting for like 400 milliseconds or something. So what I did is at like the 9.5, I let go at 9.5. And I was like, I might get butted out or I might get low mint. And I got low mint by doing that method. So.
Me personally, on the Givenchy drop, I try to let go right at 0.0, and I got a really low mint. It was 190, but this time I wanted to go a little sooner, and I let go at 59, and then I got 944. So I think it's kind of luck. I did forget to clear my cache this time. Maybe that had something to do with it.
Right.
It's random because my wife clicked after me, and I got a 700 depth, and she got 100 something depth, and she clicked a little after me. I think it's just luck sometimes.
I think so too.
Yeah. Well, I saw the Gale got a 63, and he was on a plane, bro. He was on a plane, and I was like, yeah, like I think he was, from what I saw with this video, and it was like the Wi-Fi in the plane. And I'm like, bro, this is insane. Like, you know, people don't realize it, but the cool thing about this too is like, even I'll be honest, I'm watching these kids work at like, you know, a coffee shop or Tim Hortons or whatever, and I feel bad for them because I'm like, man, you guys are working for like $11 an hour, and I'm like, if you got on VeVe and like the right collectible, like if you were to like bag like a Dragon Girl, you are a Dragon Girl, you can like 10x your money and probably get a month's salary, you know, like, bro, it's big opportunities and people just are sleeping on it.
Absolutely.
I'm just here on my phone selling one of my pieces because the floor is starting to rise on this collectible, and I'm like, I actually really want this set because it's a really cool set, dude. I just like got in and turned these collectibles around. I'm like, holy shit, these collectibles are actually going to go up in value soon, I reckon.
Hey, Chris, hey, MLB, you think we're gonna get MLB stuff later on?
I think VeVe is going to get all the player association licenses like they have with NFL, and with that you can do like Hall of Fame players. And I'm all about the vintage. That's what I love. So you give me some Mickey Mantle or some Roberto Clemente NFT, that's going to be my favorite. I hope we get that.
That's awesome, dude. I'm an NFL expert. I cannot wait till we have. I love football, dude. I love fantasy football. I just love football, period. As much as I like Star Wars, I cannot wait till we get NFL stuff, dude. Like a Patrick Mahomes flexing, or I can't wait, dude.
Yeah, we already have that license too. I hope they bring that out soon because I know that'll bring a whole bunch of new followers, especially Top Shot people that are already sports guys.
So true.
I want a super low minted like Mahomes or Brady, standing side by side next to Rizzo. That's gonna be
Jersey
awesome.
numbers would be even better with those. The jersey numbers would be great.
Oh, dude, I can't wait. People are gonna get introduced into the whole concept of jersey numbers because they'll be like, "Why is this jersey number important?" I mean, it might even come to the point where, let's say, they make 3,000 Brady's, like 3,012 might be worth something later too.
That's true.
And then you'll have randoms in the chat, which will be the randoms that will be like, this collectible's popular because someone else on his team has this jersey number.
Yeah, let's talk about that because people have been going crazy with the whole mint numbers. Like, I've had guys tell me that, this one's expensive because it says 1972 and that's the year that this guy burped at a restaurant. I'm like, who cares, man?
Yeah.
I get the same thing all the time. One guy literally went into this escapade with me talking about how Harley Quinn supposedly said these numbers over the course of a few episodes and how like compiled together they equal the number that he has. And I was like, dude, like, I don't know where you're coming up with this information, but people are looking to like, but you know what I was thinking about? If VeVe actually introduces like a sales function where you can like testify to the mint numbers you have, like, a little sales description, it'd be so interesting to see what people come up with.
That's the thing. That's what I always said about the serial numbers is you got to sell them on eBay because you can explain what they are.
True.
Bro, we could start a whole channel of reviewing these, just reading through them.
Yeah.
Bro,
like
just a fake
meme
website.
review, like meme review.
Oh man, a future game we'll probably play, man. Like we'll just come up with one of our collectibles and one of the mint numbers, and we'll be all right, man. Come up with something like this. I don't know. That's the year that Todd McFarlane maybe got mad at your grandma.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But bro, people are trying to sell these mints like kind of what VeVe Vault said earlier, like in the 700s, selling for like a 4x, right? It's like, okay, like, I mean, I get it to a certain extent, but it's gone way over the top. And that's definitely not what the intention was for us. Cause I know we were one of like the YouTubers that were like, hey, low mints and all that stuff and special mints, but it's got to be super apparent. Like, when we talk about Batman, Superman, you're looking at 1938, 1939, and maybe a few major comic book covers. But if you go to a less known collectible, people aren't going to care as much as about those little specifics, right? Like, so it's really kind of like people are talking about like artists' birthdays, artists, the year that they had a breakthrough comically, like all these different things. You're like, guys, that's doesn't matter,
Here's one of the most creative ones I heard. This is the year that the actor that played Ultraman was born. I'm like, dude, nobody gives a shit, dude. Like, that stuff's not gonna fly, dude.
Yeah. 100%, man.
Man, I had one dude say to me, he was like, it had like a date, it was like 70 something on a Harlequin, and I was like, yeah, what is this? I'm trying to find it. And he's like, how much do you reckon it's gonna be worth? And I'm like, I can't find it. And he's like, it's one of the comic books. And I'm like, there's so many comic books released. Like, what are you on about, dude? And he's like, bro, why are you hating for? You said that mint numbers like mattered and everything. I'm just sharing with you. And I'm like, dude, like you just wasted $300.
I do think at some point people will start collecting the year that they were born because that's really big in baseball. They always want to collect the set of the year they were born. So maybe when mass adoption comes, people are going to try to put sets together of like 1979 or something.
Oh,
so they put that together. I could see that selling, but individually, I don't think so, man. I don't think the year like matters that much. The year the artist was born in.
I just bought another one, boys. The death here. Mint number 1601, which is middle of the pack, but it was 138 gems, bro. I was like, whatever.
Great buy, bro. Great buy. Dude, can you imagine what somebody would pay for a 666 death? I mean, I could see somebody paying some serious cash for that serial number.
Like, imagine that, 666, buddy. Yeah, that'd be legit.
Dude,
that's like our homie Jay Kill's like dream figure right there. 666 death, man.
Yeah.
Dude, J Kill would jizz himself over that collectible.
For sure.
I like Jake.
As soon as I saw Death, the first guy I messaged was Jake Hill, and he's like, "Oh my god, this looks amazing."
Yeah, dude. Man, I love Jake Hill. Jake Hill's a mad guy, and he always reaches out to me and gives me
Yeah, he's
information
a cool dude. I like
Bro,
Jake Hill.
before
same.
everyone. Before everyone, he'll reach out and like half the information I release because Jake Hill
Yeah.
sent it to me, and I'm like, he doesn't have to do this, but he does it because he knows that I'll tell people. You know?
Jake Hill is funny, man. Jake Hill just bought a real statue of the. He just bought an actual Death DC Direct. It's pretty sweet, man. He showed me when he bought one.
Wow.
What collectibles do you think are underpriced at the moment?
DC Direct statues, bro.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
FA Joker, FA Harley, Todd, those
Yep.
things, man. Because like
Yeah.
think about it, we already have 6 Harley Quinns now in the app, and the FA Harley at one point was going literally for retail.
Mm.
Yeah, Harley and FA Harley and FA Joker should not be selling for retail, man. That's insane, man. Because you're gonna keep getting so many versions of these same characters, but there's always gonna be one. I mean, if Todd is gonna be expensive and Superman's gonna be expensive, guess what? FA Joker and FA Harley Quinn are also gonna be expensive. FA Joker's
Yeah.
the first comic book villain that's FA.
Right. Man, and another one that James actually brought up last time was because of all the things going on with Tokidoki and Binance, people might migrate to VeVe soon, and then presumably you would like make an assumption that a lot of the Tokidoki collectibles, especially the Ritmos, the Metalos, the Corsicas, all that crap is going to start moving up in price too. So, and I know Bolina 2500 edition, 69 gems right now. It's like, to me, in terms of if you're evaluating things on an edition perspective, then that's definitely a good buy.
And that could be some homework for. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, dude.
Oh, good. I was saying that could be some homework for us. Each of us could like reach out to people on the Binance community and be like, "Hey, you like these collectibles? You can get these in AR." And because they already have the collectibles, they're gonna be like, "Oh, what is this?" And then they'll find out about VeVe. I'm like, yeah, VeVe's been out for ages. Because these people have already bought NFTs, they're gonna be more likely to go buy VeVe NFTs.
Hey, James, you know what's cool about the Binance? They made 40,000 of those. How much is a Ritmo going to be worth with just 1,500? You got 40,000 on Binance, but only 1,500 Ritmos on. That's a massive difference right there.
Yeah, like for sure, dude. Like, man, I think like a lot of people say that Ritmo is overpriced, and it probably is overpriced in the current like what's going on at the moment. Everything's going down, but the fact that he's like holding so strong just shows how great of a collectible he is. Like I reckon like he's not going to be a Risso or anything, but he's going to be the Tokidoki version of Risso. And like I'd imagine that's what people are going to want when they move from Binance, aren't they? Yeah.
It's funny, Ritmo and Rizzo, man, they start with the same letter and with the same letter, the two iconics for each line of collectibles.
It's true.
I think that Dragon Girl's probably going to be like maybe potentially number one prize not number one, but it's going to be like one of the most desired collectibles just because of its aesthetics.
Ultra rare Dragon Girl, man, she's going to be right next to Rizzo, dude. She's going to be one of those iconic, because we're already seeing, we all know the iconic ones like Rizzo, Ritmo. Dude, ultra rare Dragon Girl is going to be up there, and like you said, maybe even number one.
Yeah. Because it's literally looks like a block of silver and gold, right? And we always talk about this, but in the VeVe verse, bro, like there's only going to be 888 holders. So, like 1 in maybe 500 houses are going to have that piece. And it's going to be like a billionaire status thing,
Expect to see that statue of Ultra Dragon Girl in future rap videos. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 2 of them side by side.
Yeah, I would stand in front of it and be throwing up hundreds too. I mean, it looked badass with that statue.
Yeah. Bro, Rizzo to me, man, I'll never forget the day I bought Rizzo. So I don't know if I told you guys this, but I had like a lot of Todds when I first came, and I used them all as leverage, right? Like that's kind of what I was using, because I didn't come in as early as some of you guys. So, but I'll never forget the feeling when I bought the Rizzo. It was 4.2K, and it was a number 278 mint. And this is when things were kind of like a lot, like they were valued higher. So I think like the floor for Rizzo at that point was like 4K. So I was like, oh, for an extra $200, I can get a low mint. But I'll never forget the feeling of buying it. Like I was like shaking, and it reminded me of when I was a kid, bro. And I got my first Charizard out of a Pokemon pack. And I remember I was like, it was the same feeling, bro. Like I've never had that. Like I've been unconscious for 10 years. I've never had that.
Yeah, I felt the same way. For me, it was, dude, it was the most stressful way, the way I got my Rizzo, because I did it through a trade on Telegram. I was like, oh my God, man, like it was nerve-wracking. I'm like, dude, if I get scammed, I just lost like thousands of dollars, dude. And when I got it, I felt the same way. I felt like the first time I had my first Charizard, my first graded 9.8 comic. You know what I felt like? I felt the same way as when I got my Star Wars #1, which is right here, 9.8. First Star Wars ever, 9.8. That's how I felt when I got my Rizzo.
Crazy, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, some of the NFTs that I'm most bullish on right now is I really loved the Givenchy drop, and I think the House of Cards or the Cleopatra and the was it Amelia Earhart at 999 editions and going for what 250, and then Amelia Earhart like 150. I think when more House of Cards especially are released, if they have those same editions, like these are going to go up in value. But more importantly, the Pride poster is the one that I cared about the most. I plan on selling every extra thing I have to buy as many of those Pride posters as I can, because they're, like James said, they're by Givenchy, and it even says in the description that they're commissioned. So I've already got 2 of them, and I got a low mint 190 off the drop, and I plan on maybe selling my Death and a couple other things and picking up 2 or 3 more.
Smart, bro. And I've got a question. Okay, so this is interesting. Now we know that Givenchy, this is their first time they've ever done an NFT, right? But has Louis Vuitton and some of the other bigger fashion brands done one? And the reason I say that is if they haven't, then Givenchy has led that entire high-end fashion industry in terms of being the first to do the NFT.
Louis Vuitton is under, well, part of Givenchy, because you've got the Louis, it's LV MH, so it's Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy owns the whole thing. So
have they done anything else, you think, James, in terms of NFTs that we know about?
I don't know. I haven't looked, dude.
I'll check it out. Yeah, because I mean, I think that would be even bigger, right?
With them being the same parent company and Givenchy doing so well, selling out in a second, you know that they're Louis Vuitton. If they want to do an NFT, they're coming straight to VeVe.
Yeah, because I just find it interesting, like in terms of the future projections, like people would always be like, okay, well, you know, Givenchy did one and it's amazing, but it's also the first of that entire brand, not just with that individual brand, right? So I think, and dude, you did a great job on that video, because I remember seeing you showed like some of the Kardashians wearing them, and like you said that like my fiance bought one for like freaking $4,000, like I don't know when, but I was like, what are we spending this on? But then I'm spending $4,000 on NFTs, so I guess it.
Look what I just found, dude. Like, look what I just found. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this with you right now.
Yeah.
Share screen and check this out.
James is our fashion expert, man. He knows what's up.
Luxury brand conglomerate, owner of the iconic Louis Vuitton label, is preparing to launch a blockchain for providing authenticity to high-priced goods.
Interesting.
Everybody's always said that NFTs are going to be used to authenticate physical items in the future.
This is a good project to invest in. I'm pretty sure this project's used it is used for Nike. I think Nike's part of this, because I remember hearing something on the Coin Bureau about this. But bro, that's big. It's got 80 luxury brands included.
Wow.
Imagine when they start doing things like Supreme. As soon as they get onto Supreme, those kids are going to go insane for this shit.
Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy, dude.
Well, you know, Gary Vee said it best. I think it was actually, you know, on one of Johnny Don's videos that he actually talked about, like Gary Vee saying that the whole physical world is going to start transforming to the digital one, and that some things are actually going to be worth a ton long term and other things won't be. And I think that's the thing that people forget too with VeVe, is that everyone's just presuming anything they buy, like a Krypton and a Myrmicorno, in like 10 years from now is going to be worth like 100x. And I'm like, you know, it's not like that. Like in Pokemon, I saw the same thing. Like some things were priced, you know, astronomically high, and other things kind of held similar value over time. So I think people also need to be very, you know, concentrated about what they're buying, and not just thinking that like everything's going to be a good buy. Don't be wrong. Like the interactive component, the use case, you know, the fun of just buying a collectible is all good stuff. But like some of these things are going to be outmatched, like the Givenchy poster, like we talked about, right? Like the facts first commissioned, etc. Like that one's just a great one to hold. But I think a lot of people are just like, you know, blindly buying things and not really understanding the implications long term. So I think as all four of us sit here as collectors, like we're a little more on the edge of being able to like make some of these decisions now, which is good.
And that's true. That could change the minute they implement something with master collectors. The minute you get a reward for completing those cryptons, now everything does go up because now people need that what was once seen as kind of like a crappy NFT. Now they need it to complete that set.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Man, I'm stoked. I just completed that set. I probably shouldn't have sold a Givenchy piece because the floor was low, but I sold it for what I bought it for. And now I've got that complete set.
Nice.
Yeah, man, those Givenchy collectibles are gonna go up heaps, but I wouldn't be surprised if the floor drops on them a little bit before it does go up, because I feel like this collectible's not going to be popular until it hits OpenSea. What do you reckon, Chris?
Yeah, it's hard to say really. It's more about, I guess, if the word gets spread that it is going to be, really valuable when it hits OpenSea, then people are going to jump into it. But like, it looks like a lot of people are holding it compared to the other ones. So maybe they already know, but people are always, trying to get gems before it drops. So stuff's going to fall whenever a drop's approaching.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And especially if people aren't talking about it too much, and if people just start forgetting about it, they're going to be like, oh, maybe I should get rid of this for now and buy it back later.
Especially if they don't have the full set, because that's a lot of times that's the reason I get rid of something. I'm not going to be able to complete that set, and I need some gems. I'm not going to get rid of something that I have the complete set of.
Right. And
weird set, dude. The set kind of doesn't it doesn't really make sense that it's a set. It's weird. I didn't want to really complete it just because I don't actually like the set as a set. Only one I like is the 3 cards. That other one is lame.
The 3 cards? Oh, you mean the Rewind Collective logo? I actually traded a couple low-priced Top Shot moments because I have a buddy that collects them and he didn't want his Rewind logo. So I went ahead and picked that up for moments that I didn't need anyway. And then I picked up an Amelia because it was so cheap. I actually just need a Clio to complete the set, but I have no intention of buying it. I'd rather get more Pride posters.
Oh yeah, definitely. Better buy it. That Clio is going to drop out. I reckon that Amelia could eventually be worth more than the Clio, because at the end of the day, sure, Clio is sort of timeless, and I can't remember which king it was or whatever that she persuaded and fucking killed or whatever. Yeah,
Julius Caesar.
Caesar.
Yeah.
But Amelia just sort of really appeals to a lot of the feminist culture. And if that was to be dropped on OpenSea, I could feel like someone would really want that. But at the end of the day, man, it's hard to say. It's going to be a long time. I feel like not many chicks are into collecting NFTs. And if they were going to buy something, that it would have to be like a Louis Vuitton bag or something.
For sure. And aesthetically.
Louis Vuitton's going to draw a big crowd, man. There's going to be a lot of people from the fashion community that are going to come. I think people are already kind of coming with the Givenchy. The Louis Vuitton's nuts. Can you imagine if later on they make 100 Louis Vuitton purses? They sell each one for $4,000, but you get a VeVe NFT of that limited to 100. I told my wife, yeah, we'll buy that. We'll split it half and half. I'll get the NFT because the NFT probably worth $20,000 because it's at the same mint number as a Donnie now.
And before any girls on the platform get mad, because I know people might get mad, I'm not referring to collectors. I'm just saying that by looking at my YouTube analytics, I can see that there's 0.5% of girls watching in comparison to guys.
Same here, bro. 1.5%. Chris, is that the same with you?
I think I'm under 1%. Yeah.
Wow, man. So it looks like I've got the largest traction then with the girls. I got an extra 0.5. Man, one thing I wanted to bring.
Don't let your girlfriend watch this video. She'll be like, no YouTube for you.
I know, bro. Man, one thing I wanted to bring up was, I don't know about you guys have been seeing some of the prices, bro, but I ended up buying a Robin for 20 gems the other day. And it was originally listed for $49.99. Batman Who Laughs is 22 gems from $39.99. I mean, common DeLoreans are obviously $20 or whatever, but it's kind of sad to see things at a discount, and I guess you can sell it for whatever you want, but I always thought it would be interesting if VeVe kind of put in a rule that you can only sell it for retail, You know what I mean? Like I don't know, but then I guess that would be like not really. That'd be against people's ability,
that would be
right?
central. That would be centralizing it. You know,
Right.
we're already enough like Robin Hood as it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy to see the dip, right? Like I was like, wow, like, because we still have stuff in the store.
A lot of these wells, though, they're seeing that and picking up like robins. They're picking up like 40 or 50 of them. And then when it goes back up, they're going to dump them back on the market and make a ton. I mean, if I had the money, I would do it too. A robin, especially. That's such a good looking
Yeah.
NFT, such a good character.
Right. Yeah, and Dozer actually said it was supposed to be like an FA as well, right? Because it was actually Robin's son or something. Yeah.
I would love it, man. I would love it if one day VeVe kind of fixes that and makes it an FA. I mean, it's the first appearance of Damian Wayne. He's the son of Batman and Talia al Ghul, man.
What about Batman Who Laughs? Because like I thought that was gonna be an FA because it was like a fusion between Joker and Batman, and
Yeah, he's a
like,
fusion between Batman and Joker from an alternate universe, kind of. I mean, he's a whole new character. He's not Bruce Wayne, so they should make it a first appearance. He's a whole new character, man.
right. Yeah, man. And that's one thing that people are underestimating about Todd McFarlane, right? Like, not only is it the very first minted NFT for VeVe, but it's the very first Batman. We're going to see another 60 something Batmans in the black and white series. In the future, we'll probably see like 300 and something. And, that's going for 260 gems. And I don't know, like and as things continue to evolve and there's more saturation in the market and there's more people, big things will always stand out. Like what's the very first NFT? What's the most expensive NFT? What's the most popular? Like those are the things people will remember. So I feel like, if I had $1,000 right now, I'd probably come in, I'd probably put $200 in the coin because of the grid price. Then I'd buy a Todd, a Harley, a Joker, a Givenchy poster, and maybe a Superman would probably be the way I'd go.
Yeah.
Anything I'm missing?
No, that's what I would buy. I mean, just you could probably wait. I mean, the price of Omi's been sinking. It's going to keep sinking, but I mean, it's got to get to the point where it's going to start trending up.
Yeah, for sure.
Right around Comic-Con, I would think.
Right. When's the exact date for that? That's July?
Yeah, Comic-Con's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Especially for VeVe, and just wait till VeVe starts doing live appearances at Comic-Con. That's when people are really going to go up to the booth, talk to some of the members of VeVe and start learning about it.
Right. I imagine we all got invited.
If you guys haven't been to Comic-Con, Sideshow Collectibles usually does a really cool booth and displays a bunch of stuff. I would love to see VeVe do something like that when they go to live Comic-Con.
The fact that this is a virtual Comic-Con probably works well for VeVe because they're trying to show off digital collectibles. Hopefully that's a good thing. It all works out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine if they had like a showroom especially for that drop, like where you go in and it's like basically they were hosting the virtual Comic-Con and they're like, you can jump in on this and walk around and stuff like that. Be cool. Like they're probably not gonna do that, but I mean that would be dope. A dope way to promote.
Yeah, if they did like a Comic-Con based vault, that'd be so freaking awesome if they did that. Like a San Diego Comic-Con based vault.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
That would be badass,
man. I'm just trying to think.
It's like 2:00 in Australia, man. James needs like another nonsense.
I know. You never sleep, bro. Every time I talk to you, I'm like, when's the last time you sleep? You're like, I think I caught some disease like a few weeks ago, bro. I'm like, okay.
No, that'd be horrible. I feel bad for people that live in other countries. They gotta like set their alarms for 2 a.m. to get a drop. I'm like,
I know. That does.
Yeah, man. And it's like it's difficult when I gotta like, I don't work a particularly easy job. And I like run a company, so I gotta get up and like on days like this, dude, I don't get to work till like 10 o'clock. And I normally get to work at like 5 in the morning. So I get to work at like 10 just to get some Z's in. And I'm like falling behind. But I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like I just want to be here for these drops, dude. And I want to be here for these videos. Because at the end of the day, like money, I mean, I could make more money from going to work, but I know that in the end, this community is going to be worth more to me than, well, it already is worth more to me than actually going and making that extra cash. And I feel like these collectibles are going to go up in value anyways. That's how much I believe in it, Like, and I work on my weekend. I work on the weekends as well. Like, so, you know, I'll work on Saturday and Sunday for the amount of time I lose managing all this, just because, yeah. So,
It's fun and
Great,
it's a
bro.
good investment.
yeah, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I've never done this for crypto, so. And like I've been in crypto since 2017 and I've never found, well, I mean, there is no project that you could really do this with, although I could trade, I could do day trading, you know, but I was like, no, I don't want to do that. That's boring, you know. NFTs are exciting, dude. It's giving someone an asset that they can actually do something with. And, you know, you've got utility provided within crypto, depending on what the crypto is doing. But with the NFT, you can actually like play around with it and stuff. And I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
show
And
you
James,
something.
that's why I think potentially we could actually still see NFTs thrive, not necessarily massively, but during a bear market, because it's not just coins, bro. Like there's actually things you could do with it still. Like you could still put it into augmented reality. You could design different showrooms. The VeVeVerse is going to come out. So you're still going to be like very functional with it. As I feel like with the coin, it's like, bro, if it's not going up, I'm selling it off. You know what I mean? Or like things like that. As like, I feel like it might actually take people by surprise. Like people will probably be like, oh, NFTs, ha ha ha. And then we're going to all be in the VeVeVerse. People are going to be bored. They'll probably want to join in. Like we could see some things that are unprecedented, not just like the pandemic, but with NFTs.
Yeah, potentially.
I mean, we'll probably see the value of OMI sink a little more. And
Yeah,
we'll
I agree
probably
with
see
that.
the value of the NFTs go up first before the coin. So, I mean, it's the same thing right there.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
James said it perfectly one time. He's like, we're going to keep each other warm during the bear market. And,
Yeah.
and then over time, like, I think one day it's going to just pop off and we're not going to know it hit us, man. We're just going to be like, whoa,
Yep.
What I think is going to happen, dude, is I think like, yeah, it may be on the blockchain. It's on the blockchain, so it's going to get affected by Bitcoin because Bitcoin's like the end of the whip, and then when it whips
Yeah.
through, it affects the whole market. But what's going to end up happening is NFTs are going to become their own thing, and you'll probably have like ECOMI at the top, Terra Virtua, like just a bunch, and then it'll be like ECOMI will affect everything potentially.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet. Well,
Yeah.
I never forget Dan said Dan Crothers in an interview, he's like, we happen to just be a really good company that's attached to a coin. But I think like, and if I think about what Warren Buffett always says is that he just invests into good companies, and I've just been convicted, and that's the kind of strategy that I've taken before, and it's worked out so far. So I mean, I'm definitely not. I agree that it's going to continue to decline for a little bit. That we're going to probably see more of these great discounts for a while, but I think long term, man, we're all going to be around.
Well, just look at the trend. OMI keeps sinking, but the drops keep selling out. That's why I'm not that worried anymore because they keep selling out. I mean, the value of the coin keeps going down. They're selling at what, in 3 seconds, 4 seconds every time?
Bro, today was a second.
Yeah. So that's going to be happening every week for how long? I mean, that coin can only sink for so long if that keeps happening.
Yeah,
Right.
and the touch on like investing in good companies, dude. Like, so a lot of people just look at the charts of crypto and they're like, "Oh, this is the trajectory. This is where it's going to go according to the last halving and whatnot." And yeah, that's a huge factor and whatnot. But like, I looked at like Cardano, for example. I know that Cardano doesn't have the utility yet because it's not fully functioning yet, but the vision of the project and the man behind it and everything, and I believed it was a good company. And when he came out and he talked about it, like I really believed in it and I believed in the company. I thought it was good. And I just held with Cardano, and then Cardano end up doing like a 20x on me, and I was like, yeah, while everyone else was like moving their coins around and everything and paying extra on tax. And I was like, bro, I didn't do anything. I just threw it on and forgot about it. And then my roommate just messaged me and he was like, Cardano's up. And I'm like, oh shit. And then it just like kept going up for like 4 months. And I was like, oh crap. And that's the thing, is like people get too like looking at the charts, dude. It's like, why look at the charts? Look at what it can do and provide value. If you can provide value to 1 million people, like if you can provide, like $100 worth of value to 1 million people, you've got $100 million there or whatever, so where you've got to like look at these things, you know, and like these collectibles are selling for, you know, hundreds of dollars, some of them thousands of dollars, and you're just looking at like, this is going back in OMI. And the amount of investors is always going to be greater than the amount of people holding collectibles. So as the burn and whatnot gets bigger and more people get bullish on it, and then it actually starts climbing, you're going to watch the investors come in, especially with Immutable X and whatnot, and then going on to OpenSea, and people aren't going to know what hit them. It's just going to go crazy, dude. Especially like the thing is that people don't get is Bitcoin didn't do well until it got a bunch of competitors. Where are the competitors for VeVe? You've got OpenSea and all these little individual artists, but you've got no big competitors. Like Terra Virtue is one of the only competitors that's similar. So we got to wait for that. Once we've got like 100 competitors to VeVe, that's when it's going to grow, because everyone just circle jerks each other in the space and they jump in on different platforms. This isn't happening yet. You know what I mean? So people speculating, it hasn't even gone through one full bull cycle yet, and people are already trying to speculate. We don't even have another year to compare it to. Like, what if like the people people say, oh, there's a lot of people from crypto coming over here. No, there's a lot of people in Dogecoin that's coming over here, because these people obviously do not understand crypto, you know, and they've just come in from Doge. And no shade on that. Doge's been impressive. I'm just saying that they're only new to crypto and they haven't experienced it for long enough to really make any sort of speculation. And that the people who really understand it, you can see they're the people making moves in the space, dude.
Bro,
Exactly.
and that's why, like, when I saw that Superman going for like 65 gems, I was like, okay, people do not understand like how massive this is. The first ever licensed Superman ever in the world as an NFT, and it's literally going for $5 over retail. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. What do you think when you think DC? You think Superman, and then you think Batman.
yeah.
You know? Superman, Batman, Joker, then Harlequin. You know, that's who you think of. Superman's like the top dog, dude. Like that collectible, dude. It's so sick. It's shiny, man. So well made.
Yeah.
It's a sick collectible.
Yeah, VeVe's gonna be like the Bitcoin, and Terra Virtual is gonna be like the Ethereum. It just needs that competitor edge to it. And you know what I saw yesterday on Twitter, which was nuts. I think it's true. I saw the post. I heard that 6 billion Omicoin was burned yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that. That's a lot of Omicoin burned in one day.
Well, what's the price right now? Let me see. What's the price of the coin?
It's low, man. Like I try not to look at it because I just cry, dude.
Yeah, but that's what, like you said, that's a massive amount. Like that's like almost 1% of the total supply, right?
I think because it's sinking, it's going lower and lower. We're going to see more Omi burn because people are buying larger and larger amounts.
Yeah, so it's what, 1/8 of a cent right now, I think. 0.00154.
Man, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if VeVe and ECOMI are planning all this out to a T a lot better than people actually really realize, because they've got all this data from selling collectibles. They know how they're going to sell. It just seems everything is lining up so well. Like it wouldn't surprise me if they already had things like Immutable X lined up, or you know, like not necessarily Immutable X, but they were always gonna leave tokens behind, but they didn't want to have the circulating supply too low, because if it was too low, it would be too volatile while they're trying to grow this business.
For sure.
No, I agree with you.
You know, because imagine if it went up too fast. What happens when something goes up too fast? Everyone's like, oh, thanks, I'll take my money. And then the company crashes.
Bro, that's why they're trying to keep things a little bit under the radar, because they're going to wait for the money transfer license to everything work perfectly. And then they can start appealing to the masses, getting those massive influencers on, right? I think they're being smart right now. It's kind of like puppy cradle syndrome. When you get a new puppy and you love it so much that you break its neck, right? And it's like, that's what would happen with VeVe. If things weren't working really that great, and we had mass adoption, like 7 to 10 million users right away, and then they couldn't cash out, and there was these, like, you know, different errors that were happening or flaws at the moment, it could kill it. It could be like this huge, jump, or what's it called, pump and dump in a way. So I think you're right, man. I think like they're trying to like take it slow, and they know a lot more than we do. And what I keep seeing that drives me nuts is people are trying to do like a 3 to 5 year timeline as to exactly what the price of the coin is going to be. And this is according to these tokenomics and Reese came out and says like, man, tokenomics could change tomorrow. Like they could redo their whole white paper tomorrow if they wanted to, you know what I mean? And like circulating supply and the total market cap, he said multiple times, it doesn't really matter. So I feel like, people just have to know that we're in good hands. And that's one thing you could say from David Yu, Dan Crothers, and Reese and all those guys, man. They literally are talking to everybody in the community. Like it's a good project.
And that's what people don't also realize is, so when you've got a coin, you can't just change the tokenomics, you can't change, the white paper, because that is what the coin is. People have invested in the coin. They're going to go, what the fuck? People aren't going to care if you change the tokenomics for the better of OMI, because there's no utility of OMI besides backing these collectibles. So they can change it at any time, and no one is going to be bothered in the slightest unless it negatively impacts someone. You know what I mean?
Right. If it's only getting better. Yeah.
The thing is what's it been for 4-5 months? Are you, man? Okay, so like, look at every crypto in the first 4 or 5 months. It goes up and down, and then it goes back up. So people are looking at how big of a spike this is. It's not a big spike because it's not even close to a cent. Like when you're looking at it when it's $1, these little fucking spikes are not gonna look like shit. I've seen this happen over and over and over and over again with coins that don't even have any utility, dude. Like, and this has so much utility, and the thing is, it's very tangible for people who wouldn't normally understand cryptocurrency have a new way of entering into cryptocurrency. When people start making money off these things and they do well on it, they get happy with the product and then they invest in it. So, once Comic-Con starts coming out, people are going to be making money on the app, and they're going to be like, wow, I'm investing this in OMI because I believe in the project. And then OMI is going to start going up. They change with Immutable X, and then that will happen. People get more bullish, and then it'll just keep trending up, and it'll just be like an avalanche, dude.
100%. It's going to go up. People can actually sell their items on the market for OMI too.
So I don't know if you guys have been through a bull run before, but so when we come up to like August, September this year, it's going to be from August, September, and it's literally followed the last bull run to like days off. When it comes up to August, September, it's going to ride up all the way up until December, and then it's going to drop, and you'll see the floor in probably March. If it rides longer, that's cool, but this is where it's going to at least go to. But when it hits December, dude, like Bitcoin's gonna go from like $40,000 up to 200-300K. You're gonna see things like Cardano hit $5-6. People don't realize how much coins are gonna go up. You're gonna see Doggy Coin fucking go through the roof. There is going to be so much money in this space, and what are people going to do with the money they make from crypto? They're going to be putting it into VeVe. All the money that's getting taken out of OMI now isn't necessarily because people don't believe in the project. It's because they know that they can make money elsewhere for the time being. So once they make money and then the bull runs over, they're going to put it in the NFT where it's going to sustain value throughout the bear market.
Do you think it could be atypical that the bear market might have started now as an example because of the implications of the pandemic that might have affected like the normal trajectory? I'm just curious because
not a chance. If anything, the pandemic would actually make it thrive because people are at home. It's going to make it thrive. There's people spending more money. More people have had the time to look at crypto. You need like 20 hours at least to actually start making money in crypto. Otherwise, you're just going to not understand and lose money. So there's people actually really starting to understand it, and they're like, so this is how it works and whatnot. Whereas before, they didn't. It's going to fall like. So every 4 years there's a Bitcoin halving, and when they halve that, it's like they halve the supply that's come from the miners, and then that just works like a whip and goes through all the rest of the coins. And every single time this happens, it's happened like 4 times. It trends the same way. The pandemic, definitely, I don't think the pandemic's going to affect it negatively at all. It'll affect it positively, if anything. A lot more institutions have gone in on cryptocurrency as well. These institutions weren't in before, um, all it takes is, like, for example, Elon Musk. So he's taken the money off from Tesla. He's going to put that back on once they have more sustainable mining. And yeah, he's going to end up putting Bitcoin back on. And then that's going to trend up. For all we know, he's probably fucking around with it a little bit because he thought that things were going a bit too strong early. Who knows? But yeah, no, I definitely believe that we're going to see this right until at least November for sure.
I think this is why James is our crypto expert. This is where he.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a crypto expert, but
I'm glad James brought this up, because Robinhood, okay, the pandemic got a bunch of people in Robinhood here in the United States, and a bunch of people that knew nothing about stocks or investing are now 100% interested in investing, and they do it now. That's what VeVe is going to do. It's going to introduce all these casual people into the crypto NFT world, and it's going to explode. Because I don't know if you knew that, James, but yeah, Robinhood, the pandemic played a huge role in Robinhood blowing up.
Yeah.
Like so this is basically going to be like the Apple of NFTs, and then you have things like maybe Terra Virtual be like the Android. It's easy to use, it gets people in. Same thing with Robinhood. It's like the Apple of crypto, But the thing is what, once we get Immutable X, we get our keys. I don't know, do you know the reference? Not your keys, not your wallet. Basically, what that is you've got your private key, and you could take those collectibles off the exchange and own it. At this point, we don't own these collectibles off the exchange. Once that happens, we've got a fully decentralized NFT that's like, that's really easy to use. Nothing else is doing that. And then once we get new exchanges, like, I just can't see this project not doing good. I don't think people realize that everything in the space right now is going to do 100x. You know why? Because what did Bitcoin do? Bitcoin's one of the first. This is the first in the game. I don't think Bitcoin's the best cryptocurrency to have anymore. I think Ethereum's the best cryptocurrency to have, because you've got your smart contracts and whatnot. But like, hopefully VeVe remains being the best project, but the fact is it's the first, it's the strongest, it has the most value. It's going to do the same thing. I don't base my investments off just purely speculation. I base it off what I've seen happen in the past, and I use that to determine how I'm going to go about it. You know what I mean?
For sure. And even like,
oh, sorry, Chad, go ahead, dude.
No, you first, bro. I've been talking too much anyways. Let's hear it. I want to hear your words.
No, I'm just going to piggyback on what James said, and that's why I believe in this company. I believe in my investment. I believe in the company, because I'm not gonna lie, it's been frustrating, man. It's been frustrating watching your OMI and your collectibles just go like that in value, like a bad stock. But since I believe in the company, that's why I'm still on it.
And what I'm like most looking forward to is the staking element as well. Like, I'm really hoping for, those are your idea that you brought in way back, was like, actually staking your collectibles. And like, the way that I look at it is like, in the VeVe verse, if I want to like have another Rizzo in my showroom or whatever, like, I personally would pay whatever amount of money, like 8 to 10 gems to borrow something for a day. And that's what I think people are kind of forgetting, is like all these early adopters and guys with these massive OG collectibles, like, bro, in the future, like anyone with a Donnie might be making the price of their Donnie per year just by renting it out. You know what I mean? Like, that could be that's a possibility, right?
Yeah. A lot to do with staking, and that'll be good for the master collector program, because it'll put items out of circulation that'll make it harder to complete sets. I mean, that'd be genius, man, if they did some sort of staking element where you could rent something out too. I know I would rent it out. I'm not gonna sell it, but I would rent it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Cardano, dude. Cardano 70, I think it might be more than 70% now. 70% of the people on Cardano stake. When you stake, you can't take it out. You can't spend it.
Yeah.
You can't do anything with it because it's being staked, and you paid a fee to stake it. People don't get how the only reason why Cardano is thriving is because they're staking. So something that has no utility yet can thrive purely off staking. So once you can stake OMI, it's going to be big. What do you think of the whole staking, Chris?
Yeah, staking sounds interesting. I don't have a whole lot of OMI tokens. I actually am very, very new to crypto, and I started to stock up on them. I had over 500,000, but I wrote down the wrong seed phrase and had to reformat my phone, and I lost them all because I'm a noob and I don't know what I'm doing. So now I think crypto, I don't love crypto so much, so I don't invest in crypto after that. I'm just going for the NFTs, but I think the NFTs are a good long-term investment as well.
100%.
I think the NFTs will probably do better than the crypto. The crypto is just a safe bet to get, like, for someone who doesn't want to sit there with every drop and get really involved and put a lot of time into it. The OMI is the safe bet. But if you know about the collectibles and you understand way trends work and stuff, the collectibles are going to pay back way better, I reckon.
Yeah, and I think whenever you're able to sell NFTs for OMI, I'll start to build my OMI stack back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's happening really soon, dude. Yeah, and that's going to be how we can cash out.
Yep.
How soon is that? Because I heard from the Discord he was saying that that's coming up like ASAP, right?
Yeah, reset NTO in 6 to 8 weeks.
Holy man, that's perfect time for my wedding, bro. This is awesome.
Dude.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not selling everything. Just as a disclaimer, there's just a few things.
Hey James, you being the crypto expert that you are, I just want to get your take on it, man. Like, tell us about it. How long do you think it would take OMI to reach, let's say, 10 cents, man?
Man, like, I don't like necessarily throwing speculation
Oh, I
out.
know, like, this is purely speculation. We're almost playing a game, like, just in case you nail it right. It's kind of like the when we play that speculation game of what we think the next drop's going to be. So, I'm like, what do you think is going to be the time frame for 10 cents for OMI coin?
Well, just let me put on my Gary V voice.
It's gonna be fucking $100 by next week.
It's gonna fucking hit 10 cents in 3 months. No.
Yeah.
No, I think that we could see 5 cents this year in the bull market. I think we could even see 10 cents, and I know a lot of people would say that's a bit wild, but once we get onto Immutable X, which is happening around the time of the bull market, if we don't get on Immutable X, no, but if we get on Immutable X and then we get on Binance, and we can cash out, yeah, that's gonna mean business. People are going to invest in it then.
I said that only a couple months ago, we almost saw 2 cents. So I don't think 5 cents is wild at all.
What's that, dude?
Sorry,
Yeah,
Forrest still want.
We almost saw 2 cents like a couple months ago.
Yeah. And the thing is that was all off hype. That was off hype. The thing is in a bull market, like no one's experienced. People haven't. This is going to be the most insane bull market yet. We have only experienced a taste of this bull market, and people were like blown out of the water. We've only experienced a taste of it. And that was when OMI spiked, and that was with the accidental burn and whatnot, and it almost reached 2 cents, dude. Like, to say that it couldn't reach 5 times that in a bull market that's going to make everything 10x, and there's going to be 100x coins in that bull market, to say that we couldn't get a 5x on where the floor used to be is just insane. It's like that, and that was based off hype alone. So once we got the utility there, I could definitely see it hitting 5-10 cents this year. For sure.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure.
And like, I could be conservative with it and say 5 cents and whatnot, and yeah, sure, like I can be that, but I wouldn't surprise me if it hit 10 cents is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's gonna, but it wouldn't surprise me. Any more than that, unlikely. Next bull cycle, because in the bear market, they don't have this pressure. Like the thing is like, it's kind of like when you're like, it's kind of like what happens in the UFC when you're the top dog and you got the belt and you got everyone after you, you're the top dog. You've got all this pressure of being at the top and you can't get anything done to the same extent. But when you're at the bottom, you can build yourself a lot better. Well, they're going to be building utility and working on everything because it's in the bear market and they don't have to stress because they don't have this pressure. Once they come out of that bear market in the next bull cycle, people who have $1 million in OMI are going to be walking away with houses.
Yeah,
This isn't financial advice, by the way. This is just
speculation.
what I believe
Yeah.
in speculation. But this is what I'm going in with the intention. I'm going in with the intention of walking away with a house, and I believe that I will. And the thing is, if people go and do that and lose their money, you're just doing what I'm doing. I'm not giving that advice. Just to hold out there. But I just think that next bull cycle, people are going to be walking away with houses, dude. Like,
Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of OMI, not OMI millionaires. It's going to be a lot of millionaires, dude.
Yeah,
sure.
I agree.
And
That's why I put all my homies away. I don't even look at it anymore, man. It just like I just get pissed if I look at it. So I just put it away.
yeah, if OMI didn't do well, I'd be concerned because as far as I'm concerned, and I wouldn't be concerned necessarily for OMI, I'd be concerned for crypto because if OMI wasn't doing well, I believe that crypto isn't doing well. You know what I mean? Because it's got everything there to do well, you know?
You know what? People that aren't into crypto, they're more likely to get involved and interested in VeVe, and through VeVe, they'll get interested through OMI. Because I mean, some people, crypto's intimidating. We've talked about this. It's intimidating, and the average person will look at it and be like, "Yeah, no, I'm not touching that." This though, an NFT, it's cool to look at. It's cool to play on AR. I mean, it's an easy introduction to the crypto world.
Mm. Also, um, do people really think that these guys with thousands of collectibles are just going to, once everything, you know, goes down in the bear market or whatever happens, do you think all these people are just going to be like, oh yeah, VeVe shit now and just walk away? They're going to sit there and ferment. They're going to come out of the bear market. There's going to be a little bit of action happening in OMI. Someone's going to jump in. The community will start coming alive again, like it does with every other crypto. People will start talking and they're like, let's get in on this. Let's get in on this, guys, before everyone else does. And then they'll start getting in. People will start getting notifications and everything. And they'll be like, oh shit, OMI's alive again. And then fucking people, you won't even know what hit you, dude.
Well,
Bro, that's what
imagine,
happened.
yeah. I was gonna say, imagine like those Reddit groups. You know, those Reddit groups that got together for the GameStop stock, but Reddit groups that got together for the AMC stock. Just imagine if one day a group of guys they want to do one collectible, they get together and they just raise the complete price of it.
Bro, that's already happening, man. Like there's guys that have like Todd groups, him groups, Starfire, Barda, like, and like one thing that I know is like I know a guy that bought up like a ton of profs. I think he has like 20 something profs. And this was way back. He was one of the early guys. And he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to sleep on these for the next 3 years and I'm gonna show up in the next bull run and just look for opportunities then. But he's like taking himself offline. I don't even think he's really involved in VeVe anymore. He just bought up a bunch of stuff early and is like now moved on to the next investment. You know what I mean? Like that's, and like you said, James, like all of these guys have been in 3-4 cycles, right? So they know the game. And so they're like, okay, you know, they look at CryptoPunks and they're like, that was the first ever NFT that came out. And that's why it's so expensive. Now it's like some of the first licensed NFTs. They'll probably have a similar trajectory in 4 years from now. So it's interesting.
Yeah, so like there's different types of utility tokens that come out. I'm trying to think of the name of one. Can't really think of it. There's different utility tokens that come out in relation to crypto, and it's always a type of smart contract that's for the retail investor, and they'll come out, they'll crash in a bull run, and sometimes they won't come back. NFTs came out and they survived the bear market and they came back. Those crypto punks were the ones that were in the bull market before it died down and they came back and now they're selling for like hundreds of thousands and then some of them millions. And the thing is that's what's going to happen with ECOMI because it's got an ecosystem. And the thing is these other NFTs don't have an ecosystem. This NFT is like a key. there's going to be people who are like, wow, the ECOMI ecosystem's awesome. I want to be a part of that, but I can't be a part of that until I get an NFT. I thought I was only going to buy one NFT, and then I bought one and I was hooked. This is what's going to happen to other people. They're going to get hooked. They're going to be like, get a little taste. They're going to be like, oh my God. And they're going to buy more. And they're going to buy more, you know? And that's what entices people is the ecosystem. It's so easy to use. Every time you do something on this app, it feels like you're doing the right thing. When I'm on like Terra Virtua, I like Terra Virtua, but it feels like I'm a bit confused. I'm like, I don't like the way this works. You know, it just feels a bit iffy. You know, I got to be writing shit down and, you know, doing all this crap. And yeah, like as someone who's in crypto, NFTs are a little bit like someone who's been in crypto for ages. A lot of NFTs that come out, like Avagotchi and stuff like that. I just didn't even bother because they were so hard to get. And now these NFTs are worth heaps, but they were like so hard to get that I went, fuck it, I'm not fucking around with that. ECOMI VeVe is so easy to get, and people underestimate how much that means. And that's what's going to happen with liquidity on the exchange. Hard to get OMI, but once it's easy, everyone's going to get it. You know, you got to get into it before it's like necessarily easy and stuff. And that's when OMI's going to blow up, dude. It's going to be insane.
I don't even think VeVe is technically, it's the most mainstream NFT service, but I don't even think it's like mainstream. I don't think that many people still know about it.
It's not mainstream, dude. It only seems mainstream because you're part of the ecosystem. Who the fuck search VeVe? Who the fuck searches ECOMI? It's such a name that you would never search. And like it's not even close to mainstream, dude. Like you never hear, if it was mainstream, you'd hop on the bus and you'd hear people talking about it, or you walk down the street, you hear someone talking about it. I've never seen anyone use the app that I haven't introduced it to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's, and people think it's so mainstream and it's in their head, and that's where the FUD comes from. They're like, so mainstream, yet it's not doing well. What the hell? These guys are trying to scam us. It's like, bro, like no one's even using this app yet, dude.
Bro, my YouTube channel would not even exist, bro. My YouTube channel wouldn't exist if it wasn't for this little niche thing. Like one thing that I've learned is like any kind of mainstream thing, if you're a new YouTuber coming in and you don't have somebody elevating you, you just get squashed because your video appears on like this third page at number like 64 when you just release something and the algorithm keeps putting you behind, right? So it's like, but like unless you have like an amazing video, I'm sure there's other things too. But like with VeVe, because like James, like you said, it's so new and it's so kind of niche that like when people put in VeVe, I'm lucky because my video comes up at like number 10 or something. So it's like actually searchable. Do you know what I say?
I check on YouTube, ECOMI, you know me, I don't see NFT pirates pop up there, so I think it's better.
There we go. See? Yeah.
Man, you know where the YouTubers are gonna really start blowing up is when we've got a metaverse and people start using streaming ECOMI the same way they stream games, and they're running around in their like Minecraft. That's when it'll blow up.
Oh yeah,
so many YouTubers then, and you know we're gonna be the OGs.
Yeah, you're right, man. People are gonna be streaming their shit on Twitch like the same way they do with Fortnite and Minecraft, man.
Yeah, dude. Like my biggest investment in VeVe isn't VeVe itself. It's this YouTube channel. People underestimate how much like effort goes into this, and that's why like I got Chris on this channel, because I see how much effort he puts in. Dude, that's like having an extra 2 full-time jobs on top of your job. Or people do not realize how much effort goes into the socials. It's the videos are only one part of it. The social part of it is massive, dude. That's why you've blown up, dude. You've been putting in the hours.
Yeah, well, I just work on the editing so I can tell the story easier because I'm not very good at explaining stuff. So I got to have pictures up there so you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Chris, you've been smashing it, bro. I remember I actually saw your channel was like, I think had fewer subscribers. And then all of a sudden, like you just blew past me in like 4 videos, bro. And I was like, I was a little jealous. I was like, oh shit. I was like,
I started giving Chris is killing it. They were making money off my tips. So they started subscribing away as well. That helped too.
No, you have valuable content, bro. You have really valuable content, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's good, dude. It's good, man. Like at first I was like, this motherfucker, he's like just telling us that we're wrong and shit. And then,
Yeah.
but then I like watch.
I was trying to shout you guys out. I called you gurus in the video. I said these are the gurus.
Oh,
What's wrong about them?
Yeah.
yeah.
And then and then I watched further into like other videos, and I'm like, always starts off with like a little bit of a bite, but then when you watch further, you're like, oh, okay. And I think
Right.
like some people get mad. They're like they can't like throw away a little bit of their ego and then watch it further. But then you watch it further, I'm like, oh, this dude's
It's kind of
pretty.
like Cavell. Everybody gets mad at Cavell because of his titles, but if you watch his videos, he's pro everything. You know, he's pro VeVe all the way.
Yeah, it's true.
And that just comes down to people's attention span, man. No one has an attention span. Like, and you can really tell like how much like. So you'll see people act like this, and you're like, no wonder there's FUD here, because these people can't even watch a YouTube video past the title.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the Comic Ways YouTube title recently. It was like, "Why you need death in your life." I thought that was perfect, because like that's appealing, that's captivating, but like that's why people do that.
Yeah, like I was trying to come up with one, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, let's see, what should I put? And then I'm like, what's death? But I need death in my life. I'm like, that'll be a good, that'll be a good thumbnail right there, man.
The next one you should be like, I think about death every day.
He would probably reach out to you. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything will be okay if you go buy out all the floor on death.
No, I'm already working on the next one, man. So I got some other ones coming too, dude. I'm kind of newer to YouTube, but I mean, people have been liking that content, so I want to keep releasing all these comic related stuff, dude. Just wait, dude. Just wait until we get Star Wars. When we get Star Wars and NFL, you guys are really gonna see me just shine, man.
Yeah,
For
dude.
sure, bro.
Man, how's Canva and the other editing app going for you, dude? The ones I said to download for the videos.
Yeah, I like Canva a lot. It's real easy and it's free, but I've been using this one called PizApp or PizX, and that's what I use to like cut pictures up and put them onto other pictures so that you can like put your head onto somebody else's body, or you can throw the NFTs into like pictures to make it look like they belong there, like I did with the Oprah giveaway. So that's something I've been playing with a lot.
What's that called? Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, what's it called?
It's PizApp, PIZAP, I think.
PIZAP.
Okay, cool. Because I've been trying to figure that out with the thumbnails. Like, I don't know how to crop around it, like, you know, like a collectible or something, without like actually going into Photoshop. And I'm like, oh, it takes too much time. So this is interesting.
PizApp makes it really easy.
Yeah, that's
sweet.
I don't bother. Like, I'm pretty good at Photoshop, and I don't bother with Photoshop. I jump on Canva because it's like it's just so much quicker and easier.
It's fast, bro. Yeah.
You can like your imagination starts dying with Photoshop because it's such a fuck around. But with like you know, with Canva, you just throw it there and you're like, oh yep, here's some templates, bam, you know.
Right.
It's good, dude. Man, this Piz app looks legit, dude. Damn.
Yeah, another one I use a lot is Clidio, which is like if I see somebody put a picture or AR video from their camera, you don't want to have the whole phone on there. You can just crop the video. So even on an Instagram video, like one of David Yu's videos, I can just crop it with that Clidio website and then download it, and then I just have that video and not all the stuff around it.
Wow. Yeah, bro. I'm loving your content recently too, Chris, because you've got like 4 or 5 videos. Like what I've noticed is like it's constant engagement, right? Like when I'm watching your videos, I'm like, okay, you say something 5 seconds, then another picture comes up. So it's like I'm entertained the whole time. I feel like that's a part that other YouTubers miss. Like they'll just talk, and like after a minute, you're like, all right, like I'm cutting out, you know? So good kudos on that, bro.
Yeah, I figure out what I'm gonna say and do like an outline, and then I put it all out there in the video, and then I go back and then do all the editing to add stuff in. So I don't ever want any dead air, dead screen while I'm talking.
Yeah, that's cool. Makes a difference.
Do you edit your videos on your phone or?
No, I do everything on the computer. I don't like using my phone for anything.
What are you using? I'm using DaVinci Resolve.
I use OBS, you know, to record and everything, and then I use OpenShot Editor to do my editing. But I just recently downloaded this Cyberlink Power Director, which is free and has a whole lot of cool things you can do with it. I know that Zach King guy uses it, so I'm gonna try to start studying that and see if I can get better at it.
Check out DaVinci Resolve. This one I got to make a friend who's a producer, and it's free, and that's
Oh,
a
nice.
really good. That's a really good app, DaVinci Resolve. I'll check out that other one as well, but it's super
Yeah.
easy. It's all linear. It's really easy, and you can download like all these little plugins, like
Nice.
you know, the intro that for this show, how the stuff drops down, all that's done through After Effects, and I throw that through DaVinci through like plugins and stuff like that, and you know, for free software, dude, it's so powerful. It's like
Yeah, I
James,
ridiculous.
you still gotta make me. You still gotta make me an intro, bro, for NFT Pirates. I need something sick, like pirate
Yeah.
ship kind of vibe.
You gotta be on a pirate ship.
I've been thinking of a
Yeah.
new intro for this podcast. I wanted,
yeah.
I wanted like a globe that's spinning, and then a pin drops down on Australia, and it'll be like VeVe Flipper, and then it spins, and then
Oh, do
Canada.
that.
I like
Dude,
it.
that's genius, bro. Do that. I'm serious.
Yeah.
That's such a genius idea.
Just
That's
because
sick, dude.
people don't
That's-
realize that we're from different ends of the globe.
Yeah.
VeVe's
It's
literally
like me,
brought
you,
us
and Chad.
together.
Yeah, me, you, and Chad, we're from 3 corners of the world, dude, and like we get along really well.
Yeah.
And it's like a whole perspective. Like, what's this country think of VeVe right now? Like, how many people are using VeVe here right now? I mean, it's just badass. Dude, do that. That's actually such a good idea, James.
Yeah. And then like, you know, like part of what's kept me in this community is just like a lot of the friendships like I've made. Like, dude, I don't socialize at all, dude. I'm like introverted. And this is like a way of me socializing, because like in person I'm like not social at all, dude. Like I'm like I talk to someone for 5 minutes, I'm like, I gotta go take a nap now. It's just so draining, dude.
I'm the same way in person. I just don't, wear the helmet. That'd be weird, man. If I'm walking into Walmart with it.
Yeah, I just prefer to talk to people online now. And when the metaverse comes out for VeVe, like, and we're getting around with our OG collectibles, I'll be riding around my Ritmo, like, and like they'll be like, "Oh my god, it's the legendary Ritmo," and I'll be like, "See you later, peasants." Have you got my rent?
Yeah, exactly. You want to borrow this for the day? $50. Let's go. Actually, that's not much. 150.
Let me animate Rizzo and Ultra Girl and Ultra Dragon Girl, dude. Let me animate those.
You're 3 weeks behind on that block of land.
Well, man, I'm telling my fiance, I'm like, property, like, I don't know if you guys know, but in Toronto, we've had a massive boom of like property in the past. Like things have pretty much doubled, right? In the last 5 years, if not probably but doubled, like to be fair. But we were saying like the future is not just going to be property, bro. Like even like we talk about Tesla, how like eventually like you rent your car out because it'd be like a taxi by itself because it'd be fully automatic and it can, do its own thing like a robot. And the future will be like you'll have property in the VeVe-verse and you'll have property in different NFT platforms, and that's what will make you money, bro. Like people aren't thinking about that yet,
Yeah, dude. And like, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And the thing is you can get around a lot of legal issues with cryptocurrency. There's gonna be like decentralized taxi services, and it'll just be like a bunch of uni students renting one car or something, and it'll be something just set up by a bunch of students or something, and they'll be able to get away with all these different licensing because it's all like decentralized. There's gonna be so many things that come out, man. But like property on the blockchain is going to be massive, dude. And the thing is at any time I can get out and I can be like, fuck, you know what? I'm going to sell my property for whatever it is, gems, 20 gems less than the floor value. And I'll be able to sell it quick. Dude, trying to sell actual property in real life, dude, it can take you years to sell it. And the thing is, like, once you start paying for a property, you're stuck with it. On the blockchain, you can get loans through staking. You can get like, you don't have to worry about a bank. You don't have to be like, oh, the bank has to approve your loan. No, you'll be able to get a loan on cryptocurrency because you just put money into the staking pool and then it gives you the return or whatever. And like, it's just gonna be crazy. I would feel more comfortable investing in like crypto property than real property. And then once I had enough money to buy the property outright, then I would buy it outright rather than getting a loan on the property initially. And this is the way people are going to start doing things. Or they'll buy a
It's
smaller property and have a bigger virtual property because they spend more
yeah.
time in it. They'll have like this little shoebox thing that they sleep in, and then they'll spend most of their time in this virtual property.
But it's scary, right? When you think about it, because now we're seeing that digital transformation and like the same opportunities people had in the Industrial Revolution with buying all this property. This is kind of where we're at now. Like I might be able to buy some space that's the size of Toronto for like 15 grand. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But in the future, like that might actually be maybe not equivocal, but who knows? Like who knows if you're on the right thing? Like, because I'm presuming there'll be a few dominant platforms that will have these different spaces like lands and things
That's
like
my whole
that,
problem
right?
with that. I don't know where to buy the land from. You got defunct land and earth
Exactly.
sandbox. So I don't want to buy anything yet because I feel like one of them's eventually going to be the industry leader. But whoever bought that person's land first is going to be the winner. They're going to cash in.
The issue,
Exactly.
the issue I have with Earth 2, dude, is it's not on the blockchain yet. It's all speculation. And
Yeah.
the problem is because it's so it's presumably going to be so graphical intense. Like, are they going to be able to get the developers behind to do it? Like, are they over, like, I don't know. Like, it's the odds aren't in their favor. Let's just tell me that. But like with Decentraland, the odds are in their favor because it's just like the graphics is kind of shit. But at the end of the day, if the content's good, it doesn't matter. You know, I would put my bet with Decentraland purely for the fact is the name and everything. But at the same time, there's so who knows, dude.
I know Zed Run's moving big into Sandbox. They already got people from the platform that are buying land to put their stables on, and they're putting up a racetrack. And I was surprised they did that and not Defunct Land because I figured Defunct Land was the big one, but for some reason they went
Yeah.
with Sandbox.
Damn.
Wow.
You know who I'd put my bet on? I'd probably put my bet on maybe someone. If I honestly think VeVe could do better with land than Decentraland personally.
You know, I asked Dana myself in Discord. I was like, "Is VeVe Verse going to be in Defunct Land or Earth 2, or is it going to be its own thing?" And all he said to that was, "That's the plan." But I kind of took from it that he meant that VeVe Verse was going to be its own thing with its own land.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I think VeVe could be because VeVe isn't going too bold. I think a lot of these platforms are going way ahead of what they can actually achieve. If anyone's going to hit it right, it's probably going to be Terra Virtua because of the fact that they're owned by the people who did Fortnite, and Fortnite
Epic
has
Games.
Epic Games, right?
Epic Games, yeah.
so much money behind them, dude.
Yeah.
And they have experience developing games. But at the end of the day, VeVe has a lot of money and they could put that forward. But you think the guys who have Paramount and stuff don't have a lot of money? I don't know. Like that dude, shit, what's his name? He's been in the gaming industry for a long time.
Dad.
Can't think of what his name is.
Man.
But anyways, but I think Terra Virtua is just gonna. I think they're waiting till next bull run, and I think they want to refine everything a little bit before they come forward. And pretty much everyone who's investing now is going to be rewarded greatly. Like what I'm looking at is the amount of minted collectibles there are. There's hardly any collectibles. To me, this seems like a project that's really early on. Like 20 collectibles for like your hash masks. That's ridiculous, dude. That's ridiculous. You're getting a $200 collectible with 20 collectibles, and it's hash masks.
The editions are always really low on Terra Virtua. I know I have one that's number 1 of 20, and it wasn't that expensive to get. And the new graphic novels that are the first ever comic books to be NFTs, and they're only $100, and there's like 1,000 issues. I mean, that's pretty hard to pass up.
Yeah.
Those are underplayed, dude. Those graphic novels and the hash masks. Those hash masks are gonna be huge, dude. Because
Dude, I freaking love those, man. That's probably one of my favorite projects by Terra Virtua. Because dude, the real hash masks sell for a shitload of Ethereum, if you've seen.
And
Exactly.
another thing that people don't realize is these hash masks are on avatars. These are going to be avatars. So this hash mask is like a skin. This is what you're going to be playing as. It represents you. And what sells for a lot of money on Fortnite? Skins. Skins is the big one you capitalize on.
Yeah.
You know, and
You put hash masks on their platform, and if they have the same mint numbers, dude, I can't imagine what people would be paying for that. Like, if just imagine if you took those 70 hash masks and made them a VeVe collectible, dude, people would be paying like freaking 4 or 5K for those.
and to say that like Terra Virtua couldn't be in the same realm is naive. But
Well, that's the thing. I think Terra is kind of like an unfinished product. They're not ready yet. VeVe is more. VeVe's got their shit straight already.
but they've got a lot of work ahead of them to tidy up that page where you buy everything, because that
What's a
page
VeVe?
mess.
Yeah, VeVe's not in beta anymore. I think Terra's still in beta.
Yeah, important thing about Terra Virtua is that they've put out the app for Apple and the web app for Apple, and it hasn't been approved yet. So all the people who use Apple aren't even able to use Terra Virtua yet. So you have 50% of NFT collectors that are just completely shut out at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's cool about Terra. They already put in their app with Oculus Quest 2 also, which is going to be big.
Yep.
And the thing is it's not even 50% that you're missing out. It's more than that, because a lot of the people who would have invested, who own Android, aren't investing until they get confirmation of Apple, because they're like, I'm not taking that risk.
That's true.
You know, I think bro, just the company that's behind that, Terra Virtua, is going to be amazing. And the feel of it reminds me of Portal. I really love Unreal Engine, like Quake. All these great games are made in Unreal Engine.
I could be wrong, but it seems to me like Terra Virtua is going to be going towards virtual reality and VR, and you're going to be doing stuff in Oculus, whereas VeVe is going to be doing everything AR.
Yeah, and I feel as though like Terra Virtua is going to be like, hey, I play this at home and I go into the world, whereas VeVe is going to be like, I go out in the street and I can see these collectibles. I can say hello to this. So this chick can be on the bus. She could have a like Tokidoki unicorn, and you'd be like, oh damn, Tokidoki, I love Tokidoki. And then you'll have your unicorn there. It'll be like a way where people can actually talk about their fandoms, you know, which that they probably were too nervous to talk about in the first place. It's going to be like enhancing reality.
Pickup lines, bro. I like it's good ways to meet girls too. That's I like your thinking, James.
Yeah,
Unicorn is great to pick up girls. I know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Show off your Rizzo. So you're like, oh, is that a Rizzo on your lap? Oh, hi, I'm Chad.
It's gonna be the future, and you know, like in the future, and I'll be like, oh, how the tables have turned, because like, I'll like Liz will be there. There will be all these chicks after me. I'll be like, with my Ritmo. I'll just like, oh, how the tables have turned, Liz.
You know, it's like a Lamborghini, right? When you see somebody in a nice car and you're like, oh, like that Lamborghini. You guys ever seen the pranks where the guy goes and he asks a girl on a date randomly, and then he goes into his little crappy Toyota, and then he like fakes it and he goes to his Lamborghini, and then she's like, oh, actually, like that's what we're gonna do, bro. We're gonna show off like our Kryptons, and then we're gonna be like, psych, Rizzo, and then she'll be like, oh, come back.
Stupid.
Awesome.
So stupid. That's so funny. That's so funny, dude.
That's where my head goes, bro.
Imagine the Terra Virtua version. You know, you be like, lol, jokes. This is my vehicle. Jumps in the Top Gun plane and flies off.
Yeah, bro, that could happen, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, the thing is people don't realize there is so much value in art itself and collectibles. But the thing is what holds them back is you can't flex. And in the future, you're going to be able to flex these collectibles. You're going to be like you walk down the street walking through and be like, fuck everyone, I got a Risso. And be like, fuck you, Risso. And you just be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. What's like my comics? I need to do an actual Instagram post and put them there to actually flex them. Here, you just flex them in a virtual world.
Yeah, like it's gonna be insane, dude. It's gonna be like the next wave of fashion. Like imagine when you've got like like shirts and stuff, like when you can actually like map out your body and put a shirt on or something like that, or things like that, or skins. You walk down the road as fucking Spider-Man or Thor or something like that. You got a Thor hammer in your hand, you just walking around, you're like, sup, you know? It's gonna be crazy. There's all this possibility you can do. It's gonna be insane. Or there's gonna be like the HoloLens. Not HoloLens. What's that other one where you can like move things around? It's like a hologram. It's like a hologram, but you can interact with it. There's gonna be stuff like that. It's gonna be insane, man. Yeah, I could see this project going so far, and there's so much money behind them, and they're using all the money right. Like, I know how much it takes to develop things. Like, I never had a job as a game developer or anything, but I studied game development, and I was like working with like, you know, Oculus back when Oculus first came out, and the amount of money that goes into like creating things like this, dude, and the amount of time, like, I can definitely tell that they're spending all their money right, and licensing is a big deal. I couldn't imagine how much it cost them to get Givenchy on board, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
so much.
That's a big contract there.
Yeah, dude. It literally probably cost them more money, like probably cost them more money to get that license on board than they made, and they just did it as a way of promotion. Oh, who knows?
I think so. Yeah, they paid a big chunk of change to Givenchy to get them on board.
Yeah. And anyways, I'm starting to get like a little bit sleepy here. How are you guys feeling? Chat.
Well,
I got
one quick thing.
Yeah.
I heard. Sorry, Kyle Wilson just posted that Marvel's confirmed, like 100% confirmed, which we already do. But supposedly they just announced that.
Oh my.
Damn, man, we go grab Marvel comics now.
See, I'm not a DC fan. I'm a Marvel fan, and like, if I got like, everyone's gonna hate me for this, but I actually like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Sorry.
No, I do. Dude, Tobey Maguire was my favorite Spider-Man. I love that movie.
Why the hell does everyone hate on Tobey Maguire? He was hilarious.
I grew up with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I loved all three of those. Like I loved that whole cast. Like that cast of characters. Like,
number 2 was so good.
I love to. With Doc Ock. I mean, man, I loved it.
I'd love to see Into the Spider-Verse styled collectibles as well. That would be pretty good.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, Marvel. So, hey, Chad, where'd you see that? Because if they confirm the Marvel, guess what's getting confirmed the next? Star Wars.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, so they just confirmed it. Everyone's on Kyle's channel right now. So I don't know. I just asked the Gale, and he's like, yeah, 100% confirmed. So it's
a Deadpool NFT. Deadpool.
Oh, dude. And
yeah.
Imagine having a Doc Ock or something like that with all the arms and shit. Oh man, it's so.
Wait. Hey, I'm gonna be busy with these comic videos of Marvel's coming out too. Like I thought I had a lot of material already with DC.
He was about to leave, and you got me all hyped again. I'm not gonna be able to sleep. I'll be here.
I was ready to sleep, and then you had to bring up Marvel, Chad.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I know. Chris, I think you got to take off too. You're saying, bro?
Yeah, I gotta take off. My kids tell me time to eat.
Yeah. It was a good chat, man. Sorry we talked a lot. You didn't really get much chance to talk.
Oh no, I learned a lot because you guys know more about crypto, and I'm trying to soak it all in. So it's all good.
Yeah, dude. If you ever need help, I can show you what websites to check out so that you can improve your content with that sort of stuff, dude. For
Awesome.
sure. No worries. Well, you have a good one, dude.
All right, you too. Thanks, guys.
No worries.
Thanks, Chris. Take care, brother.
Good chat. See you later.
See you, buddy.